Hello friends, welcome back to the James Lawrence Allcott channel. I'm so excited that we have teamed up with Scouted Football. You guys know how much I love their handbooks. They're absolutely fantastic and they highlight the players that take over world football. They've done it time and again and they've revealed to me the players that they think will take over in 2022. Stick around to the end of this video to find out how you can win 2 copies that we're giving away in this episode and each episode of this series. For each episode of this series, we'll be taking a look at the background of the player, their style of play, the links when it comes to transfers for this player, where they might be a good fit, and why that player is a name for 2022. But we're going to kick off with Florian Wirtz. I'm going to let you know why he is going to take over in 2022. Let's do it. Let's start off with the background of Florian Wirtz. The guy, he's a jet. He's quick, he's agile, he's intelligent, he knows where the goal is. During the coronavirus lockdown in 2020, he became the Bundesliga's youngest ever goal scorer at the age of 17 years and 34 days old. He's an attacking midfielder with poise, clarity, and golden end product. Phil Costa revealed in the Scouted Handbook Volume 11 that Florian Wirtz was being described by newspapers in Cologne as the best midfielder to come out of the club in 30 years. Understandably, that attracted a lot of interest from the big clubs, the Bayern Münchens, and of course the Premier League clubs as well, but it was Bayer Leverkusen who were able to secure his services for a very, very cheap €250,000, but not without controversy. Cologne, Leverkusen, Gladbach, Fortuna Düsseldorf all had an unspoken agreement that suggested that they wouldn't pinch each other's young players. But Leverkusen felt differently about this because they wanted Wirtz for the first team. That said, he hadn't signed a professional contract with Cologne, and therefore they only had to pay youth compensation fees and performance-related add-ons to get his services, which is a little bit cheeky. Wirtz is capable of making really lovely touches in between the lines, combining well with his teammates in tight spaces, and most of all, at this age and at this level, so calm in terms of making plays under pressure, even though he's so unexperienced at this stage, because he's 18 years old. Germany have a talented crop of youngsters coming through at the moment. You've got the likes of Wirtz, Karim Adeyemi, and Jamal Musiala, just to name 3. And we'll be talking about one of those later on in the series in terms of the players that we've picked. But let's talk about Wirtz and why every single director of football will be keeping tabs on this guy going into 2022. When it comes to Wirtz's style, what's most exciting is actually the rate of production that he is offering right now. He started 2021-22 campaign in electric form. 10 goal contributions, 4 goals, 6 assists in just 10 Bundesliga appearances. On top of that, he scored 3 times in the Europa League for Leverkusen so far and assisted twice off the bench for Germany. That's right, he's playing international football in World Cup qualifying. And the best part is that his underlying numbers back it up. In all, that's 16 goal contributions in just 18 matches for club and country between the months of August and November. Now, this hot streak, of course, will come to an end at some point, but overall, his consistency of performances means that he is an elite footballer who's going to offer end product for a long, long time. What's also so exciting about Wirtz is the variety of chances that he's creating, the different ways that he can get the job done, be it passes from open play, dribbles into the final third, 1-2 passes on the edge of the penalty area, or even pressuring the opponent high up the pitch and creating chances that way. The guy's all action already, and also he's creating good value chances either for himself or his teammates. In terms of position, it's quite hard to define him more than saying he's an attacking midfielder. Phil Costa writes, "There is a strong sense of fluidity and freedom to his positioning, although he features prominently behind the striker or wide on the left. There's a real get-up-and-go attitude about Wirtz. Although his stature is a bit like David Silva, he's more akin to an Eden Hazard, picking up the ball, driving at defences, driving into defenders, sort of attacking flat-footed opponents and creating chances that way." Let's talk transfer links when it comes to Florian Wirtz because he's on everyone's radar right now. A few articles linking him to Liverpool, bolstering that midfield. Not sure if this one would work because if you think about that flat midfield that Liverpool generally have and the amount of goal involvements that midfield has, it's not about that, is it? It's about that front three. Would he play in the front three? Possibly. He's capable of doing that. but I think that might deter a move for him. The other interested names are all those big clubs that you would expect, minus maybe Spurs, who haven't been linked with him as of yet. However, a left field name that has been reported by multiple sources is Newcastle United. Could this happen? I'd be amazed, I'll be honest. I mean, it would be a very exciting strategy from Newcastle, but for me, no chance in hell. I'm not saying Newcastle is hell, by the way, just to be clear. The reason I say that is, of course, not because Newcastle don't have the money, and that's the overarching feeling when it comes to Germany, is that the clubs feel that they can put silly prices on their players, and English clubs will spend that money because they have that money. So a substantial offer would be accepted, I imagine, for Wirtz. But would Wirtz's ambitions lead him to playing in the Championship in 2022? I just can't see it happening. So where would he be a good fit? For me, it's imperative really that I think that he avoids the Premier League, because it's about development right now. You've got to remember this guy is 18, and that's got to be at the forefront of importance. In Wirtz, you've admittedly got an excellent player, but as I say, at 18, a foreign move, it might be slightly premature for him at this stage, especially with how well it's going at Leverkusen right now, and it's about minutes for him. Usually you'd expect a mercurial player plying his trade in the Bundesliga to end up at Bayern Munich. And that could be the case. That might be a move that would work. But with Jamal Musiala already in the ranks at Bayern Munich, it doesn't really make particular sense for him to go to Bayern. Yes, for Bayern, they would monopolise the young talent in Germany. But for him, will he get the minutes that he wants? I would suggest that maybe a move to Borussia Dortmund would be the best one for him. Some might say it's the obvious selection. The other stumbling block when it comes to those Premier League clubs is maybe you're not going to get that kind of instant success that you want. You know, look at Kai Havertz, look at Timo Werner, Jadon Sancho. They've all had struggles. A move to Bayern certainly wouldn't guarantee game time, especially when you've got a midfield like they've got. So Dortmund, again, it feels like it ticks most of the boxes. Firstly, it's a step up, albeit a small one. Bayer Leverkusen are always around the European places, but Dortmund are comfortably the second best team in the Bundesliga. Secondly, it's a good shot at getting minutes on the pitch. If you look at Dortmund after this season, Dortmund will probably be looking to replace or slowly phase out Marco Reus. He's going to be 33. And Wirtz would be able to compete for minutes with Gio Reyna in those similar roles. And Dortmund aren't afraid of giving minutes to youngsters. They've already given 5 teenagers minutes in the league so far this season. That includes 6 appearances for, at the time of recording, 16-year-old Yusufa Moukoko. And of course, if Wirtz wants to move on from Dortmund in a couple of years, they've set a precedent in terms of allowing players to move on. You look at the contract for Haaland, putting that release clause 2 years into a contract might be the right move for him. Alternatively, Wirtz might remain at Leverkusen, and it depends on where they finish this season, but financials aside, as listed above, there's some other elements that are important to Wirtz. He's got to have minutes, and also he's got to be important, and at Leverkusen, he is so important right now. His minutes will be restricted if he's at a established Champions League club, and with a contract until 2026, which was extended just 6 months ago, Bayer Leverkusen don't really need to sell, so maybe it's best to sit tight. So why is Florian Wirtz a name for 2022? Why is he going to take over? 2 words: World Cup. With every goal that is scored by him, he is gaining more and more traction and attraction and attention from the wider footballing world. And for a guy who only turns 19 in May 2022, I think what we will see in the back end of 2022 is the fact that he will arrive to the masses at the World Cup in Qatar. People love goals, people love goal creators, and that is what Florian Wirtz is. So he is going to catch the eye, especially as the main man at Leverkusen. Leverkusen flirt with Champions League every single year, but really they're more a Europa League side, and Florian Wirtz is going right to the very top. So this isn't the final destination for him. Certainly as an 18-year-old, the timing of that transfer is the important thing, because sooner or later it is inevitable that this man, or boy who's about to be a man, is about to be playing at the very top level, because he's about to take over in 2022. Right, guys, as I said, we are giving away 2 copies of the latest handbook of Scouted Football. If you want to win this magazine, all you got to do is subscribe to this channel and then head over to Instagram. I've put a post on Instagram about this video. What I want you to do is follow me on Instagram, follow Scouted Football, and underneath write, "Can I have it, Jim? I'll have it, Jim." Something like that. Say that you want it. Tell me why. We will pick 2 people and you will win yourself a copy of the Scouted Football Handbook. Good luck to you guys. Subscribe to the channel, as I said. Make sure you check out the next episode of this fantastic series as we reveal who will be taking over in 2022.